Now, for this next section of the workshop, you're gonna go to the tiny URL you see before this. Open up Workshop 1 parts and open up SolidWorks and try to split screen the view so you could see both your dimensions and work on your tutorial. I can't physically do it in this video just because of the recorder that I'm using. But have your Workshop 1 parts PDF, the dimensions side by side with you so we can work on them together. So we're going to begin by opening a new part. Again, bottom right hand corner, check on your millimeters, grams, second. Make sure it's always on that, or whatever units you're going to use, but for this case, millimeters. So now go to extrude. Well, you could just go to sketch, and this lets you choose the plane you wish to start on. It depends which plane you start, or the final view depends on which plane you start. It just eventually is just, you know, common knowledge as to which plane or how you started. At the end, it doesn't really matter unless you're trying to find the exact origin or something. So I always click on front plane. Well, top. Never mind. Let's see. Front plane. You could right click on front plane and click sketch. Automatically sketches on that plane. So we're going to begin with the most basic and straightforward way to do this. Get your line tool, start again at the origin, and you just draw a basic outline of what your design should look like. It doesn't have to be exact. You could try to get it as close as possible, but in the end, that's why there's all the other tools for. So it's just by clicking on it and continuing, it automatically continues to in the line tool. So you don't have to keep on choosing the line tool. It just automatically continues. Once you're done with it, all you have to do is press exit, or you could press on the line tool. So, you know, I'm on line tool again, so all you have to do is press line tool. You could also use the green check mark. You know, there's different ways. I like to use exit. It just feels faster. Now, you see how all these other lines have this green little dash? The vertical dash means that your line is perfectly vertical. The horizontal dash means your line is perfectly horizontal. Now, all of them have it with exception of this lower one. To make sure this lower one has it, you can press Control on your keyboard and click on the line at the same time. Hold Control and click on the line. Now, you see here where it says Relations. That's the properties that line has. You could put horizontal and your line will become horizontal perfectly. There, green check mark, you're done. Okay, now you want to use a smart dimension. So in the dimensions from the PDF show that from this line to this line. So click on both lines. The distance between them is 200 millimeters. Okay. Now, with Smart's tool still on, you know that the dimension from this end to the top of this is going to be 40 millimeters. You could either click on both of these lines or click on this side and put 40 millimeters. Okay. as you observe the dimensions, click on this other line, top right line, and put 40 millimeters. So, and as the final dimension is the distance from this line to this line. So again, you can click on both of those lines, or you can just click on this one singular line and put in 90 millimeters. Now, you have inputted most of the dimensions that you can for this part of the design, but it's still not fully defined. Unclick Smart Dimension. Okay, so you can tell because if you grab one of these blue points, it still moves around. So, what do? You can keep on inputting all these dimensions for each side, or you can do this. You're gonna hold Control, click one of the sections that you already set a dimension for, and click its symmetrical, the symmetric side of the other one. So, okay, do it again. Control line, hold Control, click on the other line. Now you make them equal, and you repeat that for any lines that look like they should. Be equal to each other. Control, click on one line, click on the other, and equal. Control. And you can keep on doing it, but if you notice, our dimensions are now fully defined, or our drawing is now fully defined. So we can now go to Features, press Extrude Boss Base, and input the dimension from the PDF, which is 50 millimeters. Green check mark, and you just extruded the first part of your design. Now, again, click on Sketch, then click again on Sketch, and now click on the front face of your extrusion. Spacebar, click on that front plane. Okay, now to create the holes, you're going to use this tool called Straight Slot. Click on it and just randomly draw the line. Make sure it's vertical. You see that little yellow dot with the dash on it, in the vertical dash? That just means that that property will be added to that line if you leave it as it is. So finish that. Now continue there. Again, I want to add another slot right there. And the final slot right there. Okay. Click on the tool to get out of it. Now you're going to input the dimensions for it. Smart dimension for this radius you input a value of 5 millimeters. For its length, put a value of 30 millimeters. Now, for this radius, you're going to input a value of 10 millimeters. And its length will be 120. Now, the distance from this center point to the edge of the design is 40 millimeters. The distance from the center point to the bottom of the design is 20 millimeters. That slot is now fully defined. We don't have to worry about it now. Now, to define the other two. The distance from its center point, from this bottom center point to the edge of the line is 20 millimeters. The distance from that same bottom point to the bottom of the design is 40 millimeters. That one is now fully defined. Now, click on Smart Dimension to get out of it. Now, you want this one to be exactly like this one. So, let's see if we can just do this with properties. You're going to click Control. You're going to click on this half circle. Click on this half circle. You're going to set them equal to each other. Remember, when you click on Control, you have to actually hold it, not just click. That's my bad. Hold Control and click on the two lines as you hold it. Now, hold Control, click on this line, click on this line. Now you can release Control and set them equal to each other. Okay. Now, they're exactly the same, but this one moves around. It's not stable. Okay, so it doesn't go up. It doesn't go up, but it goes to the side. That means you have to set a dimension for it so it stops moving. Okay, so dimension, you're gonna click on the bottom or top, doesn't matter, because and then click on the side of the design, set it equal to this other dimension, 20 millimeters. Let's see what's the problem now. It still has two blue sections. Okay, so now it goes up and down. Okay. Again, Smart Dimension. Click on that bottom center dot, and click on the bottom of the design, bottom line of the design. Again, give it a dimension of 40 millimeters, and now it's fully defined. Okay, so now you go to Features tab right here, and Extruded Cut. And you can extrude the exact 50 millimeters of the design, or you can just go through all. It depends. Sometimes you don't want to go completely through it. Maybe let's say you only want to go halfway, so you have to do some math, figure out how the halfway point is, and input that dimension. But for this case, it doesn't matter. So we can just go through all, click OK, bang. Okay, now it's starting to look like the picture in the PDF. We still have a few things to do. Okay, so our fillets, these top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these top 6 edges have a radius of 10 millimeters, and these bottom 2 radiuses have a fillet of 15 millimeters. So we begin with the 10 millimeter fillets. Click on Features tab first. Make sure you're on Features. Now go to Fillet and click on those top 6 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's say you accidentally click on something else. Oops. Well, easily fix it. You go to you got to pay attention to which one it is. So these are all edges, and you clicked on the face accidentally. Okay, so you right click on the face and delete it, and there it goes. Problem fixed. Okay, so we said that these corners have a dimension of 10 millimeters. It's already set to 10. Okay, so you click the green check mark and your fillet is set. Now for the bottom 2, you click on fillet, get a new fillet feature, and you click on the bottom 2 edges. One, no, you see, even I mess up. Right click on face, delete. Okay, 2, and you input a value of 15 millimeters. Bang. Click the green check mark, and voila, we have finished our design. Thank you for listening through this workshop video. We hope to see you all in our next workshop next Monday. Have a good weekend. Please do the homework. We've worked really hard on all these workshops. We'll try to help everybody out. If you guys have any questions, just hit us up on Slack. We'll try to get back to you. Thank you.